All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Meredith and I are so excited to chat with you guys today. We have Sarah Molnar too joining us, and this is going to be such a great, powerful, but hopefully succinct chat about joining Hugh and Grace, joining our team, what it means to be an advocate or affiliate plus in this hormone health space that we are so excited about being part of. So, um, we do have some slides to keep us on track, but just wanted to show our faces. Meredith, do you want to say hi really fast, and then I'll get the slide shared.
Hi.
And then we will get started. So if you're watching live with us, feel free to put questions in the chat. If we have time at the end, we'll circle back, or we'll just make sure we answer them all throughout. And just thanks for giving some time today. I know that you could be spending this chunk of time doing really a million other things. So the fact that you're sharing with us, we are so grateful. We're going to talk through kind of everything you would need to know today about becoming a team member of ours, partnering with us in this hormone health mission, working with Hugh and Grace, who we are as a team, as a leadership community, but also as a company, and the mission that we are really proud to represent in this space of hormone health and non-toxic living. And then a little bit about what it means in terms of the bottom line, like how do you earn money? Because this is not a volunteer opportunity. A lot of us look at this as our full-time jobs, or not look at it, but it is our full-time income, and many as a part-time income. And we want to make sure you understand what's possible here for you as well. And then we'll end with just the process of getting started. So, Meredith, will you start and introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you, and kick us off?
Okay, sure. Thanks. Well, my name's Meredith. I have actually worked in network marketing now for 11 years. And while I won't tell you exactly how I got into my first network space, I will tell you that the past year or so in that network, there were a lot of winds of change happening. So much so that I knew that there were probably going to be some moves I would have to make in the near future. And I actually went 3 months ago, I went to Europe on a soul searching adventure for an entire month. And the question that I asked myself every single day in every country I went to was, what is my more? Like, what is my next? What am I doing beyond this thing that I'm doing now that wasn't cultivating the same level of excitement in me that it once was, and wasn't bringing me to the potentiality that I know that I'm capable of? I think I was riding sort of a wave of success, if you will. And I knew that there was something else for me out there. So after that month, I got back, and literally the day after I got home, that network announced a shift from a network model to an affiliate model. And we'll talk a little bit lightly talk about the difference today. But essentially, there was no way for me to be able to continue to earn a multiple six-figure income by shifting to solely an affiliate model. And so I knew that I was going to have to make some shifts. And it was no longer like, what is my more? But it's like, what is my next? Who do I want to become in this next season or chapter of my life? What do I want to stand for? What are the mission? What mission do I care about? What do I want to advocate? And how do I want to do that? And so I immediately thought I could do two different things. I can either go back to like the jobby job world, which I haven't been in for 11 years, and like get the 9 to 5 job, or I can develop another business and grow it from the ground up again. And so my first thought was, okay, let's look at what's happening here. I live in San Diego. So I'm like, let's look at what's happening in the job world. And out of every job board description that I found, I was highly disappointed, whether it was because I was actually going to have to like work set hours, a long commute in San Diego. The commutes here are insane, so much traffic. There were a lot of qualifications that I would need, education that I would need, many that I didn't even have, and all for a really low income. So that was disappointing to see all that. And then the other direction that I thought is, well, we can grow another business. We can expand upon the business that I have, or we can just start over and grow something new. And I do believe that in this day and age, we do need something of our own. So we need to be able to diversify our income, because we never know when the winds of change are going to happen. And when it comes to growing your own business, we could either do something in brick and mortar, which I think most of us now know is a very, very challenging thing to do, from having to develop your own product line, to having to pay the overhead, to having to pay the employees, or it can go back to growing a network, which is something that not only brought me phenomenal financial success for 11 years, but brought me success from a place of personal growth, business development, learning how to be an entrepreneur, the friendships, the community. It encompassed so many things. So for the last month before I started here at Hugh and Grace, I kind of went down the rabbit hole of looking at all the different networks that were out there. My first network I kind of fell into. But this time I actually got to look inside. I got to look at the people, the culture, the mission of the company, what it was all about, the compensation plan, all of it. And after taking that deep dive through a handful of companies and almost thinking that there wasn't going to be a place that I really could fall in love with, I found Hugh and Grace. And I don't know if you're going to share a bit about Sarah and Ben's story, but that certainly was a piece of what showed me the integrity of what this company is about and the foundation of which it's built on that brought me a lot of promise for it as well. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Jamie.
Oh, it's so fun because like, Meredith's been a good friend of mine now for 10 years, which I would never met her had it not been for moving to San Diego. We were in the same company and I went kind of full time. I retired as a school counselor back in 2014, moved to San Diego, met Meredith at an event, and I was like, she's a cool chick. I would like to be her friend. And then for the last 10 years, became one of my best friends, a bridesmaid in my wedding, and we were running buddies, like push for the big goals every year. Walked up on stage, and then every year, like to celebrate those goals until I stopped pushing for those goals. Like things really shifted for me when kind of life took its own toll. Like it kind of said, guess what? We're going to, I was like, I've got plans for my goals and my dreams. And then life was like, hold my beer. You actually do not. You're going to get really sick and life is going to implode and you're going to go in a different direction. So I spent, 10 years working, pushing for really big goals and building an incredible business that really absolutely transformed my life. Similar to Meredith, so much of our stories really, really parallel. I just fell into it. I didn't go at, I went to grad school to be a school counselor. I thought that was going to be my path forever. I waited tables, nights, and weekends, and I was broke as a joke. And I was really excited to find something that lit this passion in my heart, that really taught me how to dream and to take accountability for my own health and my own life and realize that there was so much more out there than that traditional checking the boxes of doing all the things I was told I was supposed to do as I grew up. And so it's been like this career has been the most gift giving thing that, that God's ever sent my way. And it's helped make me the woman I am today. It's helped create these amazing friendships. I'm just so grateful for friendships like Meredith and so many other women that we get to do this with, like people that are just so phenomenal, like just phenomenal humans, phenomenal leaders, phenomenal women. And we get to travel the world together. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But similar to Meredith, like I felt the winds of change, in my previous business. It started first with my own health, and something was going on for me health wise, and it came as it came out. It took a couple years to figure out. It was a lot of cortisol, stress, adrenal issues that came from a lack of alignment. It came from always working harder, being told I needed to work harder, and internalizing that message and just tuning out my own intuition. But one area that our stories diverge is like I actually came to Hugh and Grace about a year ago. I spent a lot of time healing and trying to work on what was going on for my own health. And then I've kind of fixed all of that, but then was still feeling that lack of alignment. And I felt like one thing I have a really strong spidey senses is like an intuition. Sometimes I even freak myself out. I'm like, I'm not psychic, but I've got some really strong gut instincts. And I just knew that some bad things were happening and the bottom was falling out. And I just started looking for what would be more in alignment for me. And I was really hard seeing my team work so hard year after year, and then the success eluding them farther and farther, their income going farther and farther down the drain. And not being able to say like they could come in and duplicate the success I had done because I didn't see it happening anymore for anyone. And I felt really out of my own integrity of being able to bring someone in saying that this is possible when I really didn't see it as a possibility or a long-term viable option anymore. So I found Hugh and Grace similarly, like I looked all through the things. I looked at every company and I went through an extreme vetting process and I really wanted like that unicorn. I was like, I'm going to find that unicorn, that perfect company that's going to just really match with my values and my goals and my dreams and the needs of women in their 40s and beyond. And I didn't find that. And so I got a business coach. I made a really bomb resume. I renewed my school counseling license. And someone in Meredith, I was like, I have all these skills, and yet none of these companies would ever even look at me because I didn't start entry level corporate. And so I was like, well, I'll just I don't know. I'll become a school counselor again and just ride this train till the end. And then Hugh and Grace came into my Google search. I was looking for Marine College and you know, I ended up talking to Sarah Jensen, our CEO, and similar to Meredith, like that story really caught me. Her energy, her leadership, the heart really caught me. And I was like, okay, this is a place that I could be a safe landing place for these people that are struggling with that alignment. We're going to need a safe landing place down the road. And what we've been able to build here has been so fun. And we'll talk a little bit about that, but that's ultimately where bringing up to speed for the last year and a half of my life. And now I've moved from Oregon a couple years ago to Vermont. And that's why I'm in my overall stay, like of a rescue farm, and with farm animals and a little homestead here. So I do this in like just the cracks of time that I have busy just doing farm life, which is a vast difference than 12 years ago when I was working 90 hours a week. And that's one of the beautiful gifts I feel like we get to give with this business, right? Is the chance for you to really define what does life on your terms look like. It's for most people not going to look like being in the mud and the snow in a farm, but whatever that dream life is for you, that is where we get to share. So let's talk a little bit about what Hugh and Grace, who we are. So we've all, we're independent advocates, we're independent contractors, so to speak, but we've partnered with this amazing company and amazing brand. We're about 3.5 years old. So we're out of the startup phase, but we're in like the momentum and growth phase. And that's been really fun. We're literally on like a run. And we help provide tools for hormone health. And it's an elevated modern brand. It's modern on the business side. It's modern on the product side. And everything is designed to help support our hormone health. They're hormone supportive products for the things that go in, on, and around us. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what that means around hormones, because a lot of people think menopause, perimenopause, but it's so much more. It affects men, women, and children. And if you haven't been on your own hormone health journey, I just wanted to offer this. You can take a screen grab. I'm not going to read these stats, but they represent the significance of this business model, of this industry, of this topic. This is the hormone health is, 10 years ago, no one was even talking about gut health. And now it's like something that's top of mind for everyone. And hormone health is just now getting taken really seriously by medical professionals and in the social space. And women are learning how to advocate for their own health needs and not be dismissed and gaslit at the doctor's office. But we've got not only just hormone health as a whole, but the toxins in our products. And I think consumers are also getting more and more savvy to ingredient labels and recognizing that a lot of companies, not all, but many, put profits over our safety and profits over our health. And they are dishonest in so many ways with how that is happening, right? And so you can see kind of some of these numbers, but this is a 350 to $500 billion industry that is just now starting to get taken seriously. From a business perspective and from a product perspective, we are positioned to we are the forefront in the hormone health space. And we are doing really impactful, meaningful work that's life-changing for men, women, children of all ages. We are gender neutral, we are age neutral, we are safe for breastfeeding and pregnant. Like, we have these really amazing products that are going to be safe for everyone. And we approach hormone health through the lens of like just the essential pillars. So like I said, it's not just perimenopause and menopause, which I think sometimes it gets shrunken down to like, oh, if that's not me, then it doesn't apply to me. But the pillars of hormone health are proper nutrition, it's managing stress, it's supporting our sleep, it's supporting hydration, it's supporting our body's natural ability to detox, and it's maintaining a healthy weight. So if any one of these things are out of balance, and if any one of these things like are completely upside down, then it's going to affect, it's a domino effect of all these areas. And you literally can't have balanced hormones and optimal hormone health if one of these areas is completely out of whack. So we're going to address this as on a holistic level. So our products are going to support all of these things. Our community and lifestyle education is going to support all these things. And our business model honestly supports having a healthy, balanced, sustainable lifestyle as well. This is not like a hustle culture kind of thing. And we'll dig into more about that. But because we want to lead by example, and that a lot of it is nervous system and lifestyle choices as well. So we talk a lot about these things through the lens of how we can support with our products, but also how we can support with our lifestyle. Our products fill in three main verticals. So we boil it down and keep it really simple. We offer simple swaps for what goes in, on, and around our bodies. If you go back to this screen right here, and you can see in the bottom number, the average woman puts on 168 chemicals on their skin every day. The average man puts on 85 chemicals on their skin every day. So our company started with skincare. What would make the most significant, impactful difference? And it's high quality, dry oils, serums that go on our skin. We have a day and night serum. They're vitamin packed. They are nutrient packed. They help break through the skin's superficial layers to do some really amazing healing work. Every single one of our products serves three functions. They detox, repair, and protect. Very simply, very foundationally, they're all going to detox, repair, and protect. So we've got the three verticals, the skin being where we started. Then we added our health and wellness supplements, which we will talk a little bit about as well. And then we most recently added our home vertical. And so those are the things that go in, on, and around us most frequently. The idea being that they're going to support our body in detoxing from those environmental toxins, from those ingredient toxins, the chemical toxins that we are accumulating daily. They're going to help our body naturally kind of rid those, but they're also going to minimize adding more to that toxin load. So we're having a dual impact there. And every single one of our products is formulated with EDC free, high-end, clean, hormone safe, and hormone supportive ingredients, and they're efficacious. So a lot of times, really quote unquote green botanical type products can be a little impotent, right? Like they are clean and they're healthy and safe, but they don't necessarily work. So ours are really intentionally designed to be really effective as well. And therefore, we have amazing, product repurchase rates. We have amazing retention rates with our customers. We have every month our subscription profile grows and grows because our customers find these products, they see them benefit and help us, and they also often swap out for simple things. So we're not asking someone to go buy something they're probably not even already buying. We're just offering a simple, safe swap that is just as affordable, but it's also going to probably replace a few different things, right? Like I have one cleaning product under my sink now versus before I literally had 10 different toxic things for various purposes. Same with skincare. I had 5 or 6 things sitting on my bathroom counter. Now I have 2 oils, right? And so you're going to save a lot of money there and just simplify the process, which is really nice. I never aspired personally for a 10-step skincare regimen. And so having a 2-step one is really nice. And then our health and wellness supplements have been, as I mentioned, I was on my own health and healing journey for a really long time and worked with a bunch of functional medicine doctors trying to get to root cause. And it was a lot of like, well, here, try this supplement and add this on, and let's add this on. And then all of a sudden I'm 15 to 20 pills a day and not feeling any better. And being able to really go to keeping this really simple and using our supplements I've been able to release, 2/3 of those, and I feel better than I've ever felt again. I'm finally getting that support with my liver and my cortisol levels and getting restful sleep and hydrating myself, getting hydration on a deep, meaningful level and more. So from a business perspective, these products being so that they're so well received, they work so well, they are, they're elegant and they're nice, they're environmentally conscientious. It's easy to sell and it's easy to grow business because you're retaining your customers month after month and not having to kind of replace them as time goes. One of the things about these products, though, that really caught me and was honestly like one of the biggest hooks for me was the transparency in them. One of the first things Amanda told me is that every single one of our products has a formulator call. The formulator of that product has a training where they talk about the ingredients that were chosen, why they were chosen, what they do, what wasn't chosen and why, and how the benefits of that program, that product. And I'm like, wait, that's available to any advocate. It's just there. I can learn from it. And that commitment to transparency was really something I was looking for because it was lacking prior. And knowing that if I had a specific question, we could ask those formulators. We could submit a ticket and ask the formulators and get more clarity on certain things. Many of those formulators and others, renowned experts in the medical world, and serve as our advisory panel. So in addition to those formulator calls, we have an advisory board that informs the decisions of all of as we're choosing new products, as we're formulating with ingredients, we're looking for impact and outcome of different things. They, with Sarah and Ben, they have this amazing team. You'll hear Sarah say a lot in terms of like they're very smart people, but they surround themselves with even smarter people. And a lot of those love our brand and love our products so much, they have, committed to our company by being part of our advisory team. I know you had mentioned, Meredith, about telling a little bit about Sarah and Ben's story, but all of this, I think I skipped over that part, but all of this started because Sarah and Ben were on a 14-year unexplained infertility story. And it wasn't until year 9 of failed IVF rounds and Sarah having kind of a breakdown as she explains in her doctor's office, saying like, I've done everything, like, why isn't this working? And then he said, well, let's look at the chemicals you're cleaning your home with, the skincare you're using. What about the makeup brands you're using? How, like even had a conversation with her about sweet potatoes. Like she was like, wait, 9 years and you've never brought any of this up. Like why, what is the impact of there? And he's like, well, there's a lot of science showing that those toxins can impact fertility. And it was this aha light bulb moment. And the beautiful end of the story is that, Hugh and Grace were born via surrogacy. Sarah, Ben's sister, stepped forward to be a surrogate for Hugh, and a year later, Sarah's sister stepped forward, said, "I want to be a surrogate and give Hugh a sibling," and that's where Grace came from. But Sarah and Ben had amazing careers in their own right, like, and they chose to walk away from those careers and say, this is too important. Like, this is knowledge that we have now that we blood, sweat, and tears learned, and we have to pay this forward. We have to share this insight and this information and this impact with others. And I think that mission, while we're not a fertility company, like it impacts people on the most fundamental life-changing ways, right? And so many people resonate with that story. We have advocates in our community that are dealing with autoimmune issues and cancer survivors and so many other impactful, overwhelming, awful situations that often are linked back to toxins and toxic load and the toxins that we're putting in on around us. So the work we get to do is significant and it means so much. And that's shown in like the fact that I think Ben was saying the other day, we've grown 200% just since September. So like this is a significant season in our company too, as a time to join. And Meredith's going to talk a little bit about that because it's really fun.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think too. I know, unless you probably studied health, you may or may not know, like our largest organ of detoxification is actually our skin. And you just think of how many pores you have on your body and every single thing that, you put, like, sure, anything that you ingest, your liver, right, internally might be your major organ of detoxification, but anything you're putting on your skin is being received internally. And I feel like, I studied nutrition for a really long time. And you think about the food industry and processed foods, and they use fat, sugar, and salt and all these different artificial flavors and things to enhance the flavor of food so you get addicted to it. And I think of the beauty industry kind of the same way. They're not using sugar, salt, fat, but they're using all of these other toxic ingredients and fragrances, and we're essentially becoming addicted to how they feel. And I think it's probably really hard for companies to be able to create spa-like luxurious products from just purely natural ingredients. And Hugh and Grace has truly mastered doing that while keeping to their integrity of every single product is going to be for peak performance. Every single product is going to be to protect, detox, and repair your body. And when I was talking to Sarah, she was really clear with me that she doesn't want the product line to get, like the catalog to get too diverse, right? The idea of keeping things simple, like Jamie said, like how can we keep our skincare routine simple? How can we create our life and our supplement routine and keep it simple but effective? So the products that are continuing to grow in our catalog, right? We are continuing to grow more products, but they're all things that people are already purchasing, but we need a cleaner solution for. So things like shampoo, like we have our shampoo and conditioner, our hair care coming out at the top of the year. We just launched our cacao and adaptogenic mushroom blend, which is absolutely amazing. We're looking at developing more things for home, like laundry detergents, deodorants, things for beauty, like tinted moisturizer, sunscreen, and those sort of things. Like how can we create a better product that is a non-toxic product for our clients, and where we can't, where maybe it's out of the wheelhouse of which we want to work with, we're going to collaborate with other companies that are doing it right and help co-promote them. I even know we have a partnership with, this isn't so much from a product line, but we have a partnership with Institute of Integrative Nutrition, where we can get discounts on their classes and programs as well. So they're really tied together really beautifully with companies that advocate and do the right thing. So yeah, moving on. There are many reasons why the compensation plan, we'll say, the business plan at Hugh and Grace really appealed to me. And I know Jamie's going to go deeper into the actual compensation plan and how we earn. But one of the things that really stood out to me was the care that they put into their customer rewards program, not only for the customer, but for advocates as well. So Hugh and Grace has a customer program where it's like, if you have a customer that gives out their customer referral code, their customers literally, every customer has a referral. So if they give out the referral code to a friend purchases, that friend gets $10 off. The person who referred them gets a $10 credit. And then you as their advocate would actually get the commission. So everybody wins in that situation. We also have an HG Insider program, which you can put things on subscription. You get 10% off your orders. You also get free shipping. You can get early access with that to certain things as well, kind of early previews to things. And then you also get product credits or like cashback rewards on all those products that you are buying, so that you can stack those up and use those on future orders of yours as well. So not only does this help your customer to have great rewards and opportunities to share, but it helps you as a business owner, because you can build a business just on customer sales and not on having to dive deeper into the network model should you not want to. And then also think about the reasons why you might want to be in a partnership like this. Again, I mentioned earlier, my true belief is in this day and age, you have to be willing to diversify your income. You have to have a plan B. You have to have a plan C. You have to have income coming in from alternate places. And truly, this is what that allowed you to do. You can build a business for, like Jamie was mentioning, I think earlier, like full-time income, right? Like I'm here because I want to go back to where I was before in my former network, in the sense that I do want to build a multiple six-figure income again, right? And that's a possibility. That's something you can do when you work in network. But in the same breath, if that's not what you want to do, but you also would love to earn a couple $100s every single month by sharing the products that you love and helping to support your family or pay some bills, that's an opportunity too, or anywhere in between. Or maybe you're a part of our community simply because you care so much about health and wellness. You want to learn more about hormone health, right? We do our health hormone harmony calls every single month, where you get to learn, you get educated by other experts in our field to really help you understand how to best take care of yourself from the inside out, from the choices that you make, right? So it's a place to get better educated and be in community with other individuals that are advocating and working on leveling up in the same areas you are in this season of life. Or maybe it has to do with simply you wanting to be part of a community, right? It's not just about a business or being around certain people that are on the same train as you, but just truly working in a community and having opportunities to travel, to earn rewards. There's so many reasons why you might want to become a partner. And, again, for me, that might be because I'm really looking to build a business again with a company I respect, or it could just be because you want to be part of something really fun. So there are a couple different ways that you can tap into our compensation plan. And I really do feel like we have probably the most modern approach to direct sales. You can, of course, be a customer, right? That's where a lot of people have started. And again, your customers can get big wins by also getting product credits, and you can get their wins as you can get commissions as an advocate of theirs. But you can also choose to be an affiliate. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this call, like for me, when the last network went to affiliate, there just was no way I couldn't potentially earn the kind of income that I need for my lifestyle as an affiliate. But it is an opportunity, right? There is a way to be able to help people get connected to our products where you can earn a small commission as well. But a better way to do it, in the way that Jamie and myself do it, and many of us have chosen to do it, is through advocacy. And being an advocate offers you so much more, from a larger amount on your discounts, a larger amount to be able to receive in commissions, the opportunity to tap into a multitude of bonuses that I know Jamie will tap into, talk about a bit, as well as so much more, from, like I mentioned, rewards and trips and things that we'll tell you about. And then we also have a retail advocate approach as well, which is, let's say you are a brick and mortar, or you have friends that do run a brick and mortar, or you live in a town with a brick and mortar that stocks any level of products on their shelves. They can choose to be a retail advocate, where they're essentially buying Hugh Grace wholesale and they're retailing it out of their store. So many different opportunities to win with Hugh Grace. It's not just a single model like so many other companies are.
Yeah. And I think that modernization, that was so good, Meredith. So good. I think one of those things is we were both looking at where to go is we want to make sure you're not going to jump into another sinking ship, right? Like you have to make sure that you're partnering with someone that's going to survive the changing seasons and modernize and be relevant in for the next 10 to 20 years. And so having a way, like when I mentioned earlier that my team was not winning, like a lot of it was social media burnout, like especially after the pandemic, like people just didn't want to be plugged in. Like no one aspires to be on another Zoom call, right? Like, and so giving people a way to win offline, I was like, oh my gosh, how amazing is this? Being able to choose, online or offline or a hybrid of the two, going belly to belly, leveraging local relationships and helping people in your community. That to me was one of the biggest things. One of the other biggest things was making sure that as we're looking at that advocate part, the compensation part, that the compensation plan was winnable from the beginning. I knew I wanted, I had a big income I was walking away from. I needed to know I could replace, but I needed to make sure more than anything that my team, as I grew it, would be able to see financial wins from day one as well, and not at the expense of like sacrificing 100 hours a week, like that it was easy. It was easy to win in terms of finances. I also wanted to make sure that it was a compensation structure that was based off of, because in any network marketing business or direct sales, you're going to see ranks, right? And ranks generally inform higher earnings and higher pay. And I needed to know that those ranks were tied to something that was going to match an income, right? Versus just a collection of kind of warm bodies to hold that space. And so our compensation plan, the biggest takeaway is that it's volume based, it's sales based. So at any point as you're growing in rank, it's because your sales base is growing of yourself and your team, which means there's an income attached at that level that you would never be at one of the highest ranks and earning nothing, because it was about quality versus quantity of people. So we are a level plan. We pay out on our first 3 levels. So think your children, grandchildren, great grandchildren, and then as that, and then those percentages go up as you move up in the compensation plan, and then as you grow in some leadership ranks, you can actually scoop down into those infinity levels deep in your downline and in your team with what we call generation bonuses, and those are designed to just, as you have leadership levels grow beyond, including and beyond those first 3 levels, you will continue to see a financial growth and reward as for that leadership and that depth developing too. So you get rewarded wide and deep. Another, I think I have the next slide here, is one of the cool things, and to go back to what I was saying about it being sales driven, we really have a incentivized sales plan. So you earn 25% commission from from the starting gate, but you can actually unlock up to 40% commission based off of your sales amount every month. So you can kind of see that percentage. So that for people that are really strong in sales and strong in retail, like that is translates to a lot of money as those higher percentages, commission percentages pay off, as well as it unlocks product credits. So we've got so many people on our team. We have a 70% working rate, which is unheard of in the direct sales space. But so many of those people are earning their own products for free just by selling because they are rewarded with product credits. And so all of that money is going into the bank account, not having to be necessarily reinvested into your own products because you're getting those products for free, which I think is also another really great thing. Financially, out of the gate, where you're in your, as a brand new advocate, you're in your boost period. And that's also designed to help get new advocates kind of in the green, seeing those wins financially from day one and really scaling up. So for every 5 new customers, it's an extra $50. Every 2 new advocates, it's 100. Our first 2 ranks, senior advocate and mentor, you get every month you earn that as $100 and $200. And this is in addition to what you would already be earning. And you can, we've got folks that have earned a few hundred in their boost to thousands and thousands in their boost because you can 10x that. You can do, you have 2 advocates, it's 100. You have 10 new advocates, it's 500, etc. So there's no cap to that. And so a lot of people can, if people choose to come in and just hit it hard, then you can really scale that up as fast as you want, which is really nice. One of the other really amazingly wonderful pieces that I think is great is because it speaks to a pain point I had previously was that we have a growth and consistency bonus. So the scenario used to be that you would only really get rewarded financially or seen or recognized or celebrated as you continued to rank up and advance. And so leaders that were working really hard, and it was, hard enough of a job just to stay consistent and to stay solid and retain, they didn't feel seen or like they were doing enough. There's this internalized feeling and sentiment that they were failing in some way. And here we're adding, not only is that not true, we're also celebrating financially just by staying consistent, and having a solid foundation, an extra cash bonus at these leadership ranks month after month. I mean, $250 a month, up to $3,000 a month, just for continuing to stay consistent, which I think is just a great testament of the culture that we have. Our company is really rewarding just solid foundation and retention, which I think is speaks to the character there. We also have a quarterly shared bonus pool. So our 3% of our company's profits are split amongst these leadership ranks. You hold that, hold and split. You can get your share after at the end of each quarter. So again, that's just in addition to, so it's a nice little extra bonus every quarter for continuing to stay consistent or growing. So there's obviously it's an incentive to keep growing or just even hold steady, which is really nice. So all of these things add up in all of ways to continue to really build a very robust income for those that want to pursue it. As a team, I get to brag on our team for a minute. Like, we're about 14 months old. We have really changed the trajectory of this company in a lot of ways. We are about 3,000 advocates strong. We're about 2/3 of the company in size and the top team in the company. So we've broken every single record and then some, and continue to do so, not because of any secret sauce, just because we are so passionate about working together. We work collaboratively, we lead collaboratively. We are not hormone health experts. You do not need to be a hormone health expert. However, we do have some hormone health experts and health professionals on our team who share their knowledge so generously and teach us and elevate us. We do customer education for our community collaboratively every month with our Hormone Harmony events. We do fun trainings and things like this where anyone can plug into and use this to grow their business or learn themselves. And we really, really want to create and have created a culture where your race, your pace, like you get to decide what this looks like and feels like for you. And we're going to celebrate you on your terms. And we have a really strong love language of retreats, which Cher's going to talk about in a minute. We love to travel on our team. You don't have to love to travel and still be welcomed here, but a lot of us really love to travel. Speaking of, we just opened we just opened officially internationally. So this fall we open in Canada, and there's a really fun opportunity to, if you have a Canadian network, if you are in Canada, there's a great opportunity to enroll for just $1 right now through the end of the year. And We have, a couple really amazing, strong, growing Canadian teams and are learning a lot about, just growing into a new space there. But we will have many more countries that we'll be easing into in the next year. Sarah will often say, like, we like to be pulled into new spaces. So I have a feeling that will happen. And then, like I said, we have some fun travel opportunities. And Sarah Molnar, I asked her if she just came and joined us in our New York City retreat, which was our very first official team retreat. Our company does a lot of fun travel. But Sarah, do you want to talk a little bit about that real fast?
Yeah, I mean, that was wild because I wasn't expecting that at all. Like, I was trying to find a place to land that aligned with what I believed in. And so, yeah, so Jamie took us to New York City. We saw Wicked. And let me tell you, like, I went into this not knowing anyone. Like, I knew some people from a previous company. And so I was a little like, I have a big personality. So I was like, oh, are they gonna? And everyone was just so great, so genuine, so fantastic. I was able to, chat with different people about goals and just, it's a place of, there's no competition, there's no ick. Like, it's just, you just feel so welcomed. At least I felt so welcomed. And it was just so great to be able to bond with everybody and talk with everyone and all different backgrounds, all different personalities. And yeah, it was a blast.
Well, we love your big personality, and you are so welcomed. Um, and Sarah being pretty new, Sarah and Meredith, they're both, really new here, and they both earned their retreat to our leadership retreat in February. And I think they both locked in Puerto Rico, and which is our annual incentive trip, which it's an all expenses kind of earned opportunity with you can even earn your airfare and spending cash and a guest. So we are going to Puerto Rico in April for that. And then our team also, I'm doing another retreat for our directors, which is a higher rank, which is a higher leadership rank, but we're going to the Amalfi Coast in June. So you are invited to come and earn that retreat with us and go to Italy. But there's just so many fun opportunities if for you and your family to come and travel and explore. And I know we've hooked you. You're ready to sign up. You're ready to join us. So Mary's going to talk through like what that process looks like.
Yeah, seriously, the trips, like what does it for me? I told you I traveled to Europe for a month just a couple months back. Like I am a wanderlust and the opportunity to travel just it gets me every time. And I will say, and I think I can speak on behalf of Sarah Molnar too, is both of us, like Jamie said, just came over here. I only started at the top of um very, very end of October. I think Sarah, you might have a month on me, but or maybe not. I don't know. But I will say that both myself and I've seen too, just witnessing from Sarah from the outside, we're both seeing unprecedented success with not just our own businesses, but I'm talking the women on our team. They are having wins from the get-go that we didn't necessarily see in our past experience. So it's been really fun to see how quickly people can win. And like Jamie said earlier, I do believe it's because there are multiple product verticals, but I also believe we have a very, very attractive product that is something that people need and want. And there's some level of exclusivity in our marketplace because of that. And that's probably a big part of why you're here because it is such an attractive company, such an attractive supplement line, product line. So to become an advocate, super easy. You simply enroll with the person who invited you to this call. It's $45 to enroll. If you're in Canada, it's only $1 until the end of the year. So kudos to you. And you'll simply just pick whichever bundle that you want to enroll with. And you can talk to the person that invited you here to figure out what they think might be the best fit for you. I think the wellness set or the vitality set are absolutely incredible because you get a little bit of you get a full 30-day supply or 20-day supply of all of the things in the line that I think are probably the hottest sellers for the most part when it comes to the supplements. We have a ton of skincare bundles as well. There are 0 monthly fees that you have to pay. And I know for myself and others that have been in other networks before, there were certain requirements. There aren't requirements here. So you do not have to pay any monthly fees. You do not have to have any monthly minimums that you need to purchase. You'll be able to earn 25, actually, if you're an affiliate, 20, so 20 to 40% commissions. You can cancel anytime. There is a $25 fee annually to maintain your advocate account. But the reality is you're going to save 25% on our products. So whether you choose to actively advocate and build a business with it, or you simply want the opportunity to have a great savings on our products, either way, it's a win-win. And again, you have the opportunity to qualify for trips, rewards, additional bonuses. And some of those bonuses that Jamie talked about today, there are minimums of your what we would call PV to hit, but that comes with your customer sales. And obviously you're not going to be earning bonuses unless you're hitting those sales. So they kind of take care of themselves. But just make sure that you take the opportunity to reach out to the person who invited you to this call. Let them know what you thought about the call, what you loved about it most. Ask them what set that you should get set up with, and they'll help you from there.
Was so great. And yeah, I think just to reiterate Sarah's message in the chat was like, it's so fun to see people winning that never saw the success before. I think a lot of us came over like knowing we could do this again. I didn't know if I had the energy to do it again, but I knew I could. I knew I could figure it out. But a lot of people didn't come in with that mindset, and seeing them win in ways they've never been able to win before, that's the best thing in the entire world, and that just shows that this is the right place in the right time. And so we're so excited to get to welcome you. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Like, happy to answer any questions. Reach out to whoever invited you. And if you can ping Sarah, Meredith, and I too, just with questions, and we'll send you back to your advocate as well if you just have more follow-up questions. But we're always here. Inbox is always open, and we'll see you on the other side. Bye.